Hi all, welcome to Workato Masterclass Series. Today we are going to discuss about decision tape models in Workato, right? So before we move into our today's agenda, let's have a quick recap on what we have studied in the previous session. We have talked about the stateful versus stateless architecture in how we have to implement in the Workato, right? Suppose you have missed it, please go and check our previous session. I'll be providing a link in the description box as well as you can click I button at the right top of our video. Okay, now let's come to our today's agenda, that is decision models. Okay, before we jump into that actual concept, let's understand what is decision and models. Let's divide that. Okay, what is when you heard decisions, what what will comes into your picture? What you will think about that? What is a decision? Like something say, do you have two questions? Like example, what's your what you are going to do in your future, right? You have to take a make a decisions like if else, like that. Say example, if I score say 95 plus in my POC, I'll be going to take something like which is I'm good at, like say example engineering. If my score is below the 90 or something and my CT ranks goes beyond my controls, example if it in not comes under within 6,000 or 10,000, then I may not go into the engineering field because I may not get a good colleges. Okay, this is like something kind of if and else, right? Basically condition logics you're writing in the for decisions. Models like something what which you create yourself for that, right? You'll be creating your structure model which is like eligible, it can be remain same, like say example if logic you're writing, okay, for the example you have scored well and you are eligible for engineering for the good colleges, then you write have a one model. And second model is like for example else condition, like if it's not there, what will be my next decision? You have a separate, a different decisions models for you, like decision like models for we'll be preparing yourself, right? We'll be preparing for ourselves to make clear our vision, right? That's how it comes into picture in the Workato as well, right? How basically decision models differs compared to our condition logic, right? That we can check in our recipe as well. But I'll tell you in general, say example to understand what will happen. Say if and logic you've written a condition logic, say if else if else if else, then like say, it goes on like else if then you're writing else, right? So you have to write many if else conditions, right? Where it is like programmatically written, like you're writing it inside the recipe. By chance, the tomorrow the condition logic in that condition logic, your business stakeholders said like, no, this particular decision not required to check. My business requirements got changed. Now what you have to do? You have to go inside the recipe and change the logic, right? So how? So instead of that, if suppose we maintain the different models for decision models for that outside the recipe, how it'll be? It'll be easy to maintain, right? Easy to maintain, easy to change, easy to update, easy to create new rules. Anything can happen, right? So that gives a flexibility in your recipe building, where you can take a decision outside your recipe, not required to update inside the recipe, right? Even this recipe start mode, there's no record of stopping it and getting edited that particular decisions, right? So anything comes, you'll be just writing on the condition that okay, this particular logic is there. You'll be so say example, this logic is not there in your not required in your recipe. Anyway, you're not taking that particular again if and condition. Say example, based on the addition models, you already got the decisions, right? That logic you can write in outside the recipe and get the decision. That's all. If and else, like there's no record of changing your end decisions, end results, right? I'll show you that how what basically I'm talking about. But in case of recipe logic, if you're writing condition logic, you have to go and change the logic. Okay. Now let's understand what is the benefit of using decision models. So as I said, like centralized logic, right? All the decision rules stored in the one place. No need to write multiple if conditions across the recipes. So what is the impact of that? Is there maintenance and a consistency? Reusability, right? Same decision models can be used across the multiple recipes. Call same models about different workflows. If suppose the um, your decision or condition looks similar to that, then separation of concerns, like logic separated from process flows, right? Recipe handles flow and decision models handles logic. So clean and scalable architecture. Business friendly rules are stable in a stable format. Business users can update logic without coding, right? There's no record of changing, record of coding knowledge here, right? And scalability, new rules added as rows, not a codes, right? So just update the decision table instead of modifying the recipes. Governance and audit. Sorry. So it's very important, right, to decision are structured and traceable. Is it to track with the new which rules are applied, right? This is about the high level on the theory part, and I'm making understand you the what is decision models in the Workato, right? So let's jump into the our recipe, the Workato recipe, and see the simple logic. Okay. So sorry. Okay, this is not required. Okay. Okay. Now, sir, example. I'll just show you the actual logic now, actual recipe. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to getting the rows, number of rows from the sheet. Okay. Let's say I just remove this now for time being to make you to understand. Okay. I've added the say the employee name, address, age, and I want to check whether he's eligible for a screening or not. Okay. What I'm doing here is I'm taking the each particular employee and sending in the age to him, age to the particular model, and get me the results. So it will give the results. Based on that, I'll be whether I'm sending that results eligible or no, and based on the yes or no. Okay, that is a simple logic. Okay, now for this one, how did I write a business decision model? Right. Let's understand that. Now, say example, these decision models have divided into three parts. Now in the time being, I'm just understand. Okay, we can write also condition logic here. Say example, I can write the if condition based on the my uh, the input I'm giving. Okay, that also comes into picture. But ultimately, it has the three parts: input, decision table, and the output. Okay. Now, what is the input? What are the input which you're giving from the recipe that will be acts as an input for the decision models? Now, what you can see here is node, right? It says node. This is called as node, which is which helps to take care of your data to be moved from one stage to another stage, like input field to decision table, from decision table to output. Okay. So now when I click on the decision tables, you can see there are condition fields, that is age, and outcome field is eligible, right? Now when I click on the output fields, so say this it shows the output, right? Now if I click on this, when I click on the cross close button, basically it goes to the model fields. Model fields are nothing but it's basically helps to move a data in between within the nodes. Example, this nodes we have, right? This helps in the helping to decide your what do you call a field can be served as output field as well, right? What it says, example, in general, you can in the help mode, what it says, model fields defines the data that moves between the decision tables. Okay, a field can serve as output from one table and input to another, which when the table are connected. Okay, so example, so in the this particular field, the model fields also acts as an output field as well. Okay, so but this can be not shown, but not be told directly. Okay, but it can say like it helps in the taking your decision like as well. So how do you want to move data from one node to another? That also carries the data. The nodes carries the data from one particular stage to another stage. Okay, now when you click on this as I said, right, it first it gives, and when I close this particular output, it shows me the model fields. Okay, model fields nothing but when I click on this, say example decision fields, right? I'll show you. So these outcomes, whatever you can see here, this outcomes is nothing but the model fields. Okay, what is the thing is happening? Say example, employee age is 24, greater than 24. I'm saying he is eligible or not. True. If his age is less than 24, I'm saying false. And the default, I'll say like is false. Okay, I just said. Now, when I've done that, if you observe, this decision table has the two fields. One is condition fields and outcome fields. This outcome fields acts as an output field for the others as well. So, example, when I click on this, select the fields, I can select these two as well, the age and the eligible fields as well, both the condition fields and the outcome fields, both in the output fields. This, apart from this, I can add, sorry for this, okay. Sorry, okay. Okay. Now, okay, once again, I think I have to reset. Once again, let me open again. Save. I'll let me save it. Okay. Then I'll go to this again. I'll open it. Okay. I'll just go to duplicate tab. Then I'll just open that particular tab model. Okay. I'll go to here, projects, then add decision models. Okay. So now if you observe the decision model, right? I can write here the condition addition table as well. One more addition tables with the condition check as well. Okay. So it's based on your input, what you're giving, because this input field nothing but whatever coming from the input field. If age is less than or greater than 24, as a like example, then it will give me the tag and add it to this one. Like an idea. Say example. Okay. Then I can add, if this condition is not there, I can say okay. So now if I say like if age is greater than or equal to, sorry, or less than equal to, right? Less than equal to 24, then I am pushing that into, say example, I can put into another addition table. Okay. So based on addition conditions, what I'm doing, I'm pushing the data to the output fields. The output fields eligible will become from this particular either of the sys table. Based on the condition logic I've written, this will go and check the which decision table it has to go and get me the data. Okay. Ultimately, output field I'm giving is here eligible, not for any other field I'm getting. I'm selecting from the decision tables. Okay. So that is the reason we have the condition logic and the decision table here. The ultimate a particular logic you have written everything in the decision tables. Okay. That is the main agenda of this particular decision models. Okay. When I say decision tables, say I'll go to this decision tables. So this one particular decision table helps to understand your outcome of the logic you written. Okay. So now once it's done, everything like this is done. Nothing required to start the model or something. So thus this particular logic will take care of the model, will take care of the your eligible or not eligible. So now let's test this particular thing. Okay, this is a simple logic I given, like the simple addition table example I given, but you can write a complex logic as well with your requirements. So multiple fields to take multiple fields will help in taking a decision. So example, age, employee type, or whether he's from IT or non-IT, whether he's from the say example CS background or not. All those things can be taken care of for your um, taking out addition models. Decision models will take care of the input fields. From the input tables, input fields, you will be taking the decisions ultimately. Okay. Now, say example, what it says addition path, right? So output field will be eligible. Output will be and decision path. What is the decision path is nothing but input is given. Okay, and output is based on this age, whatever I gave age is. that gives the here output. So it says eligible, no, or yes, right? So when I go to this particular sheet, it gives me whether age is the Raj Malhotra is age is 34, whether he is eligible or not. That is taken care by the my decision table. So when I go to the decision table again now, okay. Now if you observe this particular logic is greater than 24, then it will be true. Else less than 24, it will be false. So according to the logic, 13 is not eligible for the screening. Hence, logic gives false. So that is simple and effective way of handling the data. Now, here you are separating the logic of the business logic, decision logic into the decision table. It can be called as business logic as well, right? We have creating the differentiating your main logic like the process flow, the flow which you're writing, and the decision flow. We can say like a business flow that is like differentiated. So that will gives you a flexibility differentiating your the main logic and the decision logic. Okay, hope that will basically whatever we have discussed will help you to understand what is decision models, how to write, how to create decision models, and how to the basic concept of what all the fields, input fields, decision models fields, basically model fields, and the output fields, and what is decision tables, right? So with that, this particular session is closed. I can say I can we are close. We It's ends here. Um, and as I always say, keep trying and keep giving your best as you are good at, and keep helping each other. Okay, it's not like you learned it and keep it with you. It's not like that. You should always try to give the knowledge back to others. With that, your knowledge always grows. It's not like illimited to yourself. You're always giving it back to a community, or giving it by the giving to the person who needs that, or he not able to understand. You're helping them. Okay, that's with that, and with that particular note, I'm closing this session, and thank you for being in this particular session, and hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.